All right, what's up, internet? Quick update on the markets here. We've been in this range for 20 days, and I wanted to talk about my thoughts on this range, as well as the sort of price action we're going to get for the CPI reports, because it is Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of the month, so CPI drops in about an hour and a half. But yeah, full disclosure, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? I'm not even a profitable trader yet, so just please keep that in mind. This is literally just my personal trading journal. So I like to view this range kind of like this, right? Where this is our buying climax, and this is your automatic reaction right here. And there's a reason why I have this as the buying climax and not this. And the reason for that is because I actually view this as a UTAD, a upthrust and distribution. And this UTAD was confirmed from this backtest of the structure, this structure right here. And typically once you get these UTAD events, you'll actually come test the bottom of the structure and run the low, which is exactly what happened right here. Of course, it ended up taking a bit longer. You had your last point of supply right here, another last point of supply right here, another last point of supply here. I actually view this entire thing also as the last point of supply, but the reason why this one ended up taking out these highs is because you had a short squeeze right here, because you know how volatile the crypto markets can be. But of course, right here, it got sent down, took out that slow, and that was a big deleveraging event when you had open interest absolutely collapsing. Okay, so once we took out this low with this wick down here, that's when I got bullish, and I was expecting us to break out of here. At least that was my bias at the moment. But once we got to this structure right here, it was clear to me that this was actually another UTAD event, right? Because you have the declining open interest, and also the CVDs were looking pretty abysmal. See, looking at the CVDs, you can see there's not really much strength going on here. I mean, you have spot that's buying here, right? You have futures buying too, but it all peters out. Both spot and futures kind of peter out, and you can see there's a lack of interest in the market. I mean, you can even see just in the open interest how open interest is declining, and that's not what you want to see during signs of strength. So you want to see open interest increasing. And if I just scroll back a little bit here to this structure right here, okay, you got your buying climax right here, automatic reaction right here, you have your spring here, structure test, and then here's your sign of strength. And just during that sign of strength, you can see how OI is increasing, you know, because people are getting bullish, people are opening up positions. You can even take a look at this structure right here. Here's your selling climax, automatic rally, spring, and then this entire thing is your sign of strength right here. You can see open interest is increasing throughout here. You have a flush in OI here, which coincides with this move, because that's probably just shorts getting liquidated. But even during the sign of strength, you can see OI is increasing. You do get a flush of leverage right here with this wick down. But even throughout this entire area, you can see OI is slowly drifting up. So when I saw that OI is decreasing here and the CVDs were not looking very good, it became apparent to me that this is actually another UTAD event. And similarly, just like how over here with this UTAD event, we came and we tested the lows, okay, we ran the lows. I think I have that same bias for right now, okay? I think this UTAD event is eventually what's going to come take out these lows. I could be wrong, but that is my current bias right now. And the price action that I'm seeing within this range is confirming to me that bias, right? And the reason for that is just looking at the CVDs and the demand that's happening at the lows. I can see that futures is actually stepping up the market, right? So to me, I use spot as a proxy for organic demand, right? So if spot is buying at these lows, if spot is being aggressive and healthily buying at these lows, then that would tell me that, okay, there's actually legitimate interest here, and that this is actually going to be, that's going to be holding as support. But instead what we're getting is we're seeing futures stepping in and propping up the market at these lows, right? Creating a sort of artificial demand and stepping up the market in order to create these short squeezes. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here too. So although I'm seeing people very bullish on Twitter right now, just from what I'm seeing right now, I have to stick to my plan and stick to my conviction, and that these lows aren't safe, right? And I think that I do think that we're going to eventually take out this low and possibly take out this low. And then if that happens, I think that we're probably going to come down here to retest 28K, okay? That's like my bearish case scenario, right? Now, if we start closing up above here, right? Open interest starts increasing and spot starts bidding healthily in here, okay, then that would tell me that there's actually strength returning to the market, right? And it's much more likely that we break out of here. But as of right now, I'm not seeing that. Okay, taking a look at the CVDs, just a couple more notes on this UTAD event right here. Another way you could tell that this was a UTAD and this is a last point of supply, right, is just look at the divergences here, right? So price makes a higher high right here, while the CVD in the futures makes a lower high, and also in spot makes a lower high. So this was a telltale sign to me that this was a short squeeze and that this was not going to be an actual real breakout. Okay, not only that, but this sort of price action is absolutely perfect. It It is perfect for short squeezes because it is a slow grind down, right? People are opening up shorts throughout this regime, and because price is grinding down, the people who open up shorts never have to experience their position being underwater. They get to sit comfy. Bears sit comfy in this sort of price action. They get a little arrogant, right? And you can see that in the open interest right here. People will believe this rally is real. Okay, they'll think this is a genuine real breakout. So you get degens longing this breakout, not understanding that this was an entirely manipulated move. Okay, and then once they send it back down in the opposite direction, all that leverage gets flushed from the open interest. Okay, so back to the CVDs, because this is the area where I'm saying that I do not believe there is actually organic spot demand. Okay, and just zooming in here. Okay, let's just zoom into this range here. Okay, you can see spot is selling right here throughout this period right here. Futures is selling throughout this period, which is why price makes a lower low right here. You can see spot continues to sell as price makes a higher low right here, right? So price makes a higher low while spot is selling. So that's telling me that there's no actual real demand here, okay? Why did price make a higher low if there's no actual real demand? Oh, look, futures makes a higher low as well. So you can see that there's people bidding in the futures right here, right? Futures is bidding, which is why futures remains flat throughout this period right here, right? Spot is starting to sell off. Price is grinding up right here. And you can see spot actually starts buying right here, right? But price is not going up higher, right? It's kind of just flat right here. So what's happening right here? While futures is selling. So futures is distributing on spot. That is organically buying right here, okay? At least that's how I'm reading it. You guys might read it differently. Let me know in the comments section down below. But after this, notice how you can see in the price action right here, spot is selling, futures is selling, so price starts to naturally go down because there's actually no demand here. You can see here, futures starts bidding up a little bit right here while spot is selling, right? Which gives kind of the sideways price action. But then they drop the liquidity and you get liquidations that happen right here. Okay, now this section is really interesting too, because here you can see price has made a lower low, right? You can see spot is continuing to sell here, but look, futures makes a higher low right here. So what's going on right here? This is what I think this is I think it's, again, futures bidding. It could be some sort of TWAP algorithm, or I don't know. There's a lot of memes on the Binance cartel, whatever you want to call it, but I think futures here is bidding, which is why futures made a higher low here while spot is selling. So this tells me that there's actually no organic demand here, because if there was real organic demand at this lows, you would see that spot would be buying, okay? And you can see why futures may have been bidding right here, because they realize, hey, there's a lot of shorts that have accumulated throughout here, right? Let's run the liquidity up. Let's step up the price to liquidate those shorts, which is exactly what happened right here. You can see there was 1 million in shorts liquidated right here. And of course, after that liquidation event, futures starts selling again, right? Spot starts selling, price actually starts going down, right? Because the two are congruent with each other, because there's actually no demand here, right? So price is going to naturally go down because there's no demand, right? You get another liquidation right here. Big short liquidation right here. Some long liquidations. And now this is really interesting to me, because again, you can see another divergence between the spot CVDs and the futures CVDs right here. You can see futures going down, spot going down. Spot continues to go down throughout this entire period right here. But look here, futures is starting to bid again, okay? Futures is starting to step up the market, which is why price is making higher lows, right? While spot is selling, there's no demand here. So what is going on here? Oh, futures is again stepping up the market, right? Moving the price up, right? And then that's when you get that short squeeze right here, right? And notice how once spot actually starts bidding right here, right? That's actually when the slap down happened. If you check OI2, you get a huge increase in open interest, right? So people, again, are longing this breakout, not understanding that it is not real. It is artificially created, right? And then once you actually get a top comes in, once you get a top that actually comes in, when spot starts organically bidding here, that's when futures starts distributing their positions, right? So this is kind of just the way I view the markets. It's kind of like a predatory market theory. I think the market is heavily manipulated, and you basically have market makers that are using TWAP algorithms in the futures market to step up or step down price in order to coerce price to specific levels to liquidate certain people. I'll have to do a video on it in the future on like to simplify it down without getting too complex. Okay, is the reason why you had a divergence here between spot and futures is because I believe market makers are using TWAP algorithms to step up the price right here, right? To liquidate people, right? To create these short squeezes. And then once spot actually starts bidding, once an organic bid actually comes in, that's when they start selling their TWAPed positions at premium, right? Because if you're stepping up the price with your liquidity at the lows here, okay, you're going to want to sell your positions at some point, right? But you can't sell it to nobody. You have to sell it when there's actually legitimate volume that comes in. So when spot actually starts bidding at the tops here, because they're falsely believing this breakout is real, that's when they start distributing their positions, and that's when you get these like huge slapdowns. Okay, now we're in this range right now, okay, and it's like the same thing right here. So this entire range, I've been watching this entire range play out for an entire week, and I've just been perplexed because once we get down to these lows, it's like, hey, look, there's no organic bidding at these lows. It's just futures propping up the market. Okay, and I see the same thing happening here, right? Spot is legitimately buying here, futures is buying here, right? But look, again, we start getting those divergences with spot selling right here and futures bidding up the market right here. Can see now it looks like, see, that's the thing, is futures can bid up the market, okay, or they can hold the market in place, and they can step up the market into a place where people actually start legitimately getting interested because they think that there's real demand. But that's actually not what's happening, right? It's just futures doing their own thing, right? So anyways, okay, I'm kind of rambling, but you can see here, futures is bidding up the market strong. Futures bid. Spot has been kind of flat, right? And notice how I'm excluding Binance too. If I add in Binance, it looks a lot more pronounced. Like the downtrend looks a lot more pronounced, but I exclude Binance because just Binance spot is on, it's up to some fuck shit. I just like, if you look at the Binance USDT CVD, it's usually just down and to the right, which I don't quite understand. So I like to exclude it so I can see what Kraken, Coinbase, and OKX are doing collectively, right? Because I see that as more organic. I see Binance as a little bit more like manipulated, iffy. Like, I don't know how to feel about it, but I just like excluding Binance at. All right, so current price action for CPI reports. Okay, this is kind of the range that we're in. This is kind of the smaller range we're in. I'm actually going to remove this right here. Okay, so this is the smaller range we're in. So CPI can be very volatile. Kind of what I'm looking for is I'm looking to take longs under here and shorts under here, because like we saw, spot is organically bidding right here, right? So we know that there's real interest right here. So I'm happy to take longs. I'm happy to take longs as long if we wick down here, right? I'll take a long, right? Play it to the upside. If we wick up here, right, then I'm willing to take a short, play it to the downside, right? But my overall bias, like I mentioned before, is downside. I think we come take out these lows, okay? And I think that we make a move to potentially 28.9. But yeah, so that's kind of how I'm playing it. This video has been kind of long, but yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'll keep you updated with how this goes. Peace out.